and let's check out the weather that the drivers are going to have to contend with here at Valencia. Over the Ontario Circuit, basically we're seeing 22 degrees to 30 degrees for the track temperature. Winds coming in from the north with a west northwest at 6.26 meters per second. Rain and drizzle. The track is slippery. Hydroplaning may occur for some of the drivers. And let's check out the championship standings. For the top 5 drivers for round 4 after the double job, Philip Cassette leads with 40 points. Daniel Tran trails by just 1 point in second place, losing that crown of first place. Cal Jr. is in third place with 38 points to his name. 1 point separating the top 3 drivers right now apiece. And we have Armando Fio not too far behind, 3 points adrift from Cal Jr. Then Marcos Martin, the underdog, showing his stripes there in the last round at Brands Hatch, finishing on the podium, getting himself a haul of points, 35 points to his name. The team standings after round 4, or going into round 4, will be the Omega Racing Tryhard team with 97 points, the Smash Brothers team with 96, the FAF Motorsports team with 73. They've lost a position or two. The TVP Racing team with 73, tied with the FAF Motorsports team. And the FAF Tuning team bringing up the rear with 65 points to the name. The KFC team is no longer on that board right now because it is a solo run team, and they'll be doing a little bit better as time goes on. Daniel Tran being the only member of that KFC team, so he's got a little bit of pace beneath him for sure. Well, first place, we're going to have Cal Jr. for the Royal Motorsports team with a 36.547. And he's in the number 29. Sean Hafala in the number 8 is in second place, 7 tenths back. 8 tenths off the pace is the 888 of Dominic Schumont. Philip Cassette in the 218 in fourth place. Nothing but BMWs on the first 2 rows. Armando Fio, the number 79, in fifth. Daniel Tran, the 52, in sixth. Randall Zimmer, the 141, in seventh. Corey McNulty, the 74, is going to be in eighth place. Brock K, BKU got it. The number 9 is in ninth place. Wilson Ho, the 88, is going to be in 10th place. Sean Toy, the number 26, is going to be in 11th place. Benjamin Yun, the number 38, is going to be in 12th. Balwea Ishos, the 234, is going to be in 13th. Leo Mora, the number 30, in 14th. Deej Johnson, the 221, in 15th. Laszlo Toth, the number 31, in 16th. Denver Abbott, the number 73, in 17th. Merlin Travail is going to be in the 208 in 18th. FB Gabata is going to be the number 69 in 19th place. Yabu is going to be number 10 in 20th position. Johnny Nickelfor, the number 20, in 21st spot. And Milton Diaz, the number 930, in 22nd position. Cheers coming out for the 221. Hello, April, May, June. What's going on, Dorano Magliano? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the Omega Sim Racing group. We've got a full formation lap here for the drivers to warm up their tires during these wet and slippery conditions. I think that's only going to be the best idea possible. Wouldn't want to force these drivers into an unsuspecting turn 1 without having fully heated tires just yet, as the drivers come around turn 3 at the iconic Valencia Circuit. And our sponsor for those sim rigs is Race GTING, and you can see their logo down in the bottom left-hand corner right now, in case I misspoke earlier about who those were coming from. We got cheers from LL Trigger for Balwea Isho for calling him rank number 1. Right now, Isho is P13, but he can find his way moving forward during this epic 40-minute race, and I'm sure he will find some momentum underneath him. Got 22 drivers here tonight, a full grid here for the Omega Racing Group. Excited to have you all here. Thank you very much for all the love. Thank you very much for all the support here you guys are providing to the Ontario Speedmasters Circuit. This is season 3, round 4 at Valencia on Assetto Corsa Competizione. No, this is not real life racing as much as it looks like it. This is not. This is just some amazing on-track action in a virtual sim rig. Trying to see what all the drivers are going through right now, right before we do get started. It's going to be pretty hectic right now.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Green, green, green. Away we go. The rain has come down, but away we go for the start of round 4 here at Valencia. We're looking at BK stuck in the backsplash of all the drivers out in front. Cal Jr. still leads over Sean Afala. Dominic Schumann gains position over Philippe Cassette. Armando Fio is in 5th. Sean Afala and Dominic Schumann trading positions for just a brief moment. Almost a 3-wide situation gone wrong, but doing pretty well. The Smash Bros car battling it out with the Turner Motorsports team coming through turn 4 of Tyrol. Now into turn 5, things are looking a little bit settled down for a lot of the drivers, but not too much, because Daniel Tran is having to battle it out with BK. The number 9 gained a position but lost out of position. There, Daniel Tran, the 52, leaving a ton of room there on the inside for BK. He's trying to find his way through, but the 52 moves back over to the racing line and blocks that one out. The FAF Motorsports car is nose to tail right now, and there's a late lunge from the number 9 going through on the number 9. And it looks like that might actually be the 221 trying to get through on the number 9 of BK. Deej Johnson making that move and getting it all wrong as he cooked it on his own. Late on the brakes, but not under these conditions, says BK. Says, I know exactly where you're going to end up. Johnny Nickelford, the big gainer right now, started from the back of the grid, now finding himself into 17th position overall. Deej Johnson actually gaining 6 positions himself. The 221 shaking and baking like a madman, working his way forward, and there goes Armando Fio getting spun around. I believe that was by Daniel Tran, and then getting bumped for good measure, getting spun around the wrong way. Now the right way he goes, and Armando Fio loses out 10 positions from where he started. Started out in 5th place, now tumbling down to 16th place, coming into the pit lane for a pit stop himself. Dominic Schumann gains the lead of this race. As where did Cal Jr. go? Cal must have had an incident. Let's see if we can catch a replay of what happened to the number 29. I'm not seeing an incident for the 29. Must have just gotten caught up in this weather shift for the number 29. That'll be Cal Jr. as he's fallen back to 4th place. Dominic Schumann has gained 2 positions, started off in 3rd, now sitting in the 1st place. Sean Afala started out where he is finished in 2nd place. Philippe Cassette's gained 1 position, sitting in the 3rd place. Deej Johnson, big gainer overall, started in 15th, now up to 6th place overall as he's gained another position, getting past Armando Fio, who is now stuck in the pit lanes now. Things are finally settling down, but not for the 218. That's Philippe Cassette. Cassette goes round at the entrance of turn 10 and turn 11, and that'll send him back quite a bit a ways away. And it looks like the 221 was not involved in an accident with anybody, but just a yellow flag being thrown out for that 218 as he got spun around on his own. Wasn't involved in an accident with anybody, it looks like. You can see all this spray coming up. The track is officially wet, 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 wetter than ever. So I imagine all the drivers should be on wet tires at this point. Nobody should be silly enough to be on dry tires, hopefully. And you can tell the difference by noting the yellow Pirelli banners on the sidewalls of the tires versus the wet tires not having that same yellow banner around them. Randall Zimmer finding himself in third place, fourth place right now, actually. Fourth place on my timing tower, but third place apparently. And there goes Cossette through on Deej Johnson, it looks like. And BK finds his way through also. Team orders being called for the Motul badged cars. And BK forcing his way through on his ally of D. Johnson. Johnny Nickelford battling it out, working his way forward. He's got Merlin Travail right in front of him now. The 208, the next victim on this Pfaff Motorsports Porsche. The number 20, but badged the number 9 still. Trying to find his way up the grid. Let's check out Daniel Tran as he's getting awfully close to BK and Deej Johnson. Deej Johnson leads over BK, but it's awfully close. Team orders were called, but who is the faster driver? It looks like BK is getting it all wrong, going over the curbs at turn 12 and into turn 13. Side by side go the Pfaff cars, and it looks like Daniel Tran's trying to find the gap between them, and he was able to do so, returning to the racing line, but BK quick with his hands. Deej Johnson advances over BK as he got it all wrong there, cooking it on his own. But now the battling Pfaff cars have Daniel Tran to contend with, and Daniel Tran is in second place in this championship, but only for a little bit longer, it looks like. He's having to do a little bit of recovery work. He started out, I believe, in 6th place, and he's fallen back to 8th place now. So he's got a little bit of pace that he's got to show to gain those positions back to get ahead of BK and Deej Johnson, who have both advanced. BK is totally made up move, started in 9th, now into 7th. Deej Johnson side by side with his teammate BK, shaking and baking, doing things left, right, and center. And they're going side by side all over the place right now. Coming through turn 6, it looks like BK has got the position passed on Deej Johnson. Does Daniel Tran go for a move, though? Doesn't look like he wants to make one happen just yet. McNulty on the move. McNulty's been on the move from the beginning. Corey McNulty started off in 8th position. He's lost 1 position overall, but he is catching back up to this group that's in front of him. Corey McNulty was at one point the pole position holder, but got bumped back as the track evolution kicked in on him. Daniel Tran going over the curbs at turn 12 at the exit there, but probably not getting a speed token violation. Track limits, but he is going to get a violation for that one. He braked there on the wet stuff, and you could see that gloss on that curbing, and that's what he was braking on to spin himself around, holding onto the brakes for just a little bit longer than he needed to. You can see how glossy and shiny those curbings are. That's where the track is going to be the wettest, where the drivers are not necessarily sticking their tires over, but it looks like Cal Jr. has no fear. The wetness has been cleared for him, it looks like, going when he drives over it. Cal Jr. now promotes himself up into 3rd place, started off in 1st, now battling at the back of the podium positions, working his way forward once again. Deej Johnson looking back at Corey McNulty. McNulty in the 73 Aston Martin. Compared to these Porsches. Oh, looks like McNulty. Oh, he's holding on. I thought he was going to drift wide there at turn 8. Looks like he's just on a different line than the Porsche in front. And here's a 3-way battle that's been brewing. This is Merlin Travail leading Leo Mora over Wilson Ho. The 208 leads the number 30 of Leo Mora over the 88 of Wilson Ho. Got a McLaren Ferrari battle. Merlin Travail, ooh, leaving the door a little bit open over the number 30. Leo Mora not really going to move on it, though. Oh, Cal Jr., though, there he's looking to make a move around the outside of Doohan Corner. And can he get a switchback engaged on Sean Hafala? No, he cannot, but he was trying to get a switchback going for himself, but now stuck in the spray of that other BMW. Daniel Tran getting around Laszlo Toth, as Laszlo Toth was starting in P16, worked his way forward into P9, now loses the position, still nestled into the top 10. Laszlo Toth has got to feel good about that. Balwelia. Ooh, there goes Laszlo Toth, snapping right back at Daniel Tran, second place champion contender at turn 2. Does a good job of holding on, doesn't want to battle it out with Daniel Tran for too long, as Isho is lurking in the background trying to make up more positions. Isho, he started off in 13th place and now has found himself in 11th position and potentially could gain a few more if Daniel Tran and Laszlo Toth keep battling it out like this. The Six Sigma racing car over the KFC vehicle. Cal Jr. was able to get around Sean Hafala, the number 8 and the number 29. Not seeing an incident for that number 8. He just got passed on pace alone. And now Leo Mora's got some work to do to get around Wilson Ho out in front, but that's not who he's battling with. Who is that out in front of Wilson Ho? We'll have to take a quick look and see. That'll be Denver Abbott, the 22nd place car. Benjamin Hyun is about to get around Armando Fio. Chasing him down. This is the battle for 20th and 21st overall. Laszlo Toth loses a position to Daniel Tran, again coming in towards turn 1 of Aspar. Merlin Travail, Leo Mora switching positions. Leo Mora is able to get around Merlin Travail. Hello, Emerson. Welcome to the party. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for your love and support. Buonanotte. Deej Johnson chasing down Corey McNulty, or vice versa. Excuse me, Corey McNulty is chasing down Deej Johnson. Battle for the top 10 is pretty fierce right now. Cal Jr. working his way forward, trying to catch back up to Dominic Schumont. 4-second gap from first place to second place. Sean Hafala is going to be in third, 2.4 away from Cal Jr., but the lap times are all going Cal Jr.'s way. There goes an opportunity for McNulty to get past Deej Johnson. 74 looking at the 221, trying to make a move around the outside the long way. Can't make it happen though. As nose to tail they go as they come through the start-finish line. Does McNulty have a run though? Let's take a look as they come through turn 14. Let's switch over to the heli camera. There it is! A little bit of bumping and grinding from Deej Johnson into McNulty. I think he just wasn't expecting him to turn in there. And McNulty just cooked it on his own. I'm pretty sure that's not a high-speed corner that you should be taking like that. And the 52 shows us how to get it done neatly and surely. Getting past Deej Johnson is Daniel Tran. McNulty still driving in that number 74, hopefully without too much damage. And hopefully without any damage, I should say, but has a little bit for sure now, as he's probably clattered into the wall. Battle between the Porsches. This is Laszlo Toth chasing down Deej Johnson, who we just saw involved in that accident with Corey McNulty just a moment ago. The number 221 leading the number 31, the Six Sigma racing vehicle. And it's all nose to tail here, folks, battling for the top 10, and Isho's looking around in the background. Cheers for Leo Mora in chat. He's holding on to P13 right now. The number 30 Ferrari. working his way forward, chasing down Wilson Ho, 1.3 seconds back right now. It might be a little bit bigger. It looks like it's going to be a 3.6 second gap. And these Porsches better be careful because they're backing themselves up into Isho again. Laszlo Toth trying to find a way around that 221 of Deej Johnson, not finding a way to get through there at campus. Now here comes Isho trailing behind, and Isho's under threat from Wilson Ho. Let's check out the battle between Benjamin Hyun and Armando Fio. Fio already taking his pit stop. Hyun taking his pit stop. Abbott also taking their pit stop. Don't forget to donate to Sick Kids. The URL or the QR code was just in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. We're trying to reach a goal of $1,000 by the end of this event. So hopefully, or this championship, I should say, not just this one event. So hopefully everybody donating just a little bit can help us reach our goal of $1,000 to help sick kids in need. Wilson Ho now getting through on Isho as Isho makes a mistake in that 2-3-4. Now Isho trying to battle it out with Ho one more time. And that wasn't Ho, that was Denver Abbott who got through. So Isho's going to have some work to do to catch back up to a car that has technically not taken, he has taken a pit stop. So he is ahead, but he'll be a lap down, I believe. Yes, he is one lap down, but battling with that car out in front. Denver Abbott gets it wrong coming through turn 11. Gets a tank slapper coming over the curbs. He's going to have to light up the rear end to get the car spun around and in the right direction. Turns to the racing line, and it looks like the 256 will be able to come through. A 26, excuse me, of Sean Toy in 13th place was able to get through. Laszlo Toth getting past Deej Johnson as the 221, having a bit of a moment there, a bit of a code brown. Cheers and cries coming out for Isho all around the circuit. Isho into 12th place right now. That 234, that green Porsche doing the best it can. The Manthey EMA car. Best lap time being a 43.335. Last lap being a 44.775. Oh, there goes Nilton Diaz, and those cars just absolutely threaded him as Nilton Diaz was just parked in the middle of the circuit, had nowhere to go, and it looks like the 103 was also able to snake right on by. Very close call for everybody trying to get around Nilton Diaz, but it's all clean and cut for him. Amazing driving from these guys to have their heads on an absolute swivel to be able to get around cars like that, just threading him like a needle. And gotta say, great job for the driver who was spun around, because he had to hold his brakes to make that happen. Stop go 30 for Leo Mora being served right now. Definitely seeing this challenging 14 corner circuit. 4,000 meters in length. Challenging these drivers. Valencia, 2.4 miles or 4 kilometers in length, founded in 1999 and unchanged since. Located in Valencia, Spain. 14 corners, 5 to the right, 9 to the left. 61 feet or 18.5 meters of elevation change overall. So less elevation change than Paul Ricard. Whoa, there goes Cal Jr. with a big slip up coming into turn 14. The rain is not forgiving at all, Ramel Yokohana. Not forgiving at all, and Cal Jr. getting the worst of it as he was chasing down Dominic Shimon and actually catching by a little bit of time. And now he's got Sean Nafala probably breathing down his neck. Gaps come down or up to 3.1 seconds between the leaders. That's Dominic Chamont leading this one over Cal Jr. Was down to 2.2 seconds. And now Sean Hafala 7.8 seconds away from Cal Jr. Randall Zimmer, the next one to get it wrong and spinning it out in the 141. And now it looks like the track is actually drying up. The sun has come out tomorrow, and no, I'm not Dolly Parton. No, I'm not Matilda. But the sun has come out here at Valencia, and the track evolution will be huge for these drivers now. Sunny conditions for the next 7 minutes predicted. What will this be in store for the drivers that have already pit? Will they stay on their wet tires for the remainder of this one? Or will some brave souls decide to head out on dries early and wait for that cutover period to come in just as it will?
We are halfway through. Keep pushing.
At the halfway mark, you just heard it here first. There's a little bit of battling going on out on circuit. It looked like Nilton Diaz was trailing behind a battling Porsche and another vehicle. Oh no, more calamity as another driver gets spun out, but looks like everything is neat and tidy for them. Able to regain the circuit position that they're supposed to be on. There goes BK getting a track limits violation, that number 9 Pfaff Motorsports car. Here's Sean Hafala in the third place, number 8, in third position. And the track is still wet though, but I don't think that's true. I think this cutover period is going to happen a lot sooner than we expected because of how sunny it is. It's pretty sunny. I mean, look at the weather right now. It is a little bit cloudy, but mostly clear skies overall. Doesn't look like the rain will be coming back anytime soon. So I think the drivers that are staying out right now are on the right strategy and might want to cut over to some dries sooner rather than later, because you want to be on those dry tires when the cutover time happens. You definitely do not want to be in the cutover position afterwards. So basically, when the dry tires start passing the wet tires for lap times overall, here's a battle. There's Philippe Cosset. Oh my goodness, this is Yabut getting chased down by Armando Fio. Fio's already taking his pit stop right now. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel action coming into turn 7, Afición. And there goes a late lunge by Armando Fio. Gets it done on the number 10 of Yabut. Wowza. And that just goes to show you what some fresh tires will do for a driver and their confidence being able to get one like that planted on a driver. Looks like Sean Hafala is driving pretty well right now, but may have been a little slower coming out of turn 14 of campus. Everything seems to be okay. Deej Johnson now into the pits, the 221, still having to serve it. But now stationary for a little bit longer than I think it would take. Let's see what the tires look like for this 221. He's on dry tires. Deej Johnson is rolling the dice. He is sitting at the craps table. This is not Monte Carlo, folks. This is Valencia, but he is going for the biggest gamble I have seen. This can be huge for Deej Johnson's race if the track starts going dry within the next few. We still see windshield wipers on, but for how much longer will they stay on? And Daniel Tran almost runs into that number 9 Pfaff Motorsports car. Almost collects him. But no, Daniel Tran keeps on driving forward. He's got McNulty, a car behind him, and that's the one he's battling for position overall, not that fake number 9 McLaren that's in between him. And that car pulls over. I believe that's Nilton Diaz. No, that will be not Yabut, Benjamin Hyun, who dives out of the way. Isho into the pits right now. He's going to get some repairs done. He's going to get those tires swapped and on to doing some better things. Isho was into the top 10. He's fallen back to 14th. He's got some work to do to catch back up in that 2-3-4. McNulty now chasing down Daniel Tran. 1 second separating them. Deej Johnson chasing down Armando Fio. This is a battle for position overall. They are on the same lap and same strategy, but Deej Johnson is on the dry tires, and Deej Johnson has to hold on, and he manages to do just that in that 221. Chasing down Armando Fio, has a big Code Brown moment. Leo Mora having a big ending of his race. What happened to Leo? Got stuck in the pits again. Hopefully not. Stop go 30 for Nilton Diaz. Stop go 30 for your boot right now. That'll be speeding in the pit lane, I could only imagine. There weren't that many penalties to be dished out for the drivers. Laszlo Toth getting overtaken by Sean Toy as he gets the move done at turn 13, turn 14 campus. Let's see what kind of tires Isho is on, as Isho is coming out of the pit lanes. Now he's on the dry tires as well. 15 minutes left to go. He is rocking and rolling, but gets it cocked. No, for Isho. Gets the commentator's curse right as he rolls out of pit lane. Isho with a very long pit stop, 61.7 seconds. That's because he had to get the damage repaired, topped up on fuel, as well as changing those tires. Hopefully making up some positions with these stop-go 30s. He's nestled in the 18th right now. He's got 1, 2, 3 cars in front of him that have taken a pit stop. He's got some work to do. Isho could have the pace. The track has officially gone damp, everybody. The sun is shining more than ever, and it's keep on coming. Isho could have gotten this strategy all right now. Tires may not be over and done with yet. That could have just been a brief warm-up strategy for himself. Daniel Tran looking like he was about to go into the pits. He did not, though. Let's check out the lap times. We know a few drivers are on dry tires. Deej Johnson, last lap around, did a 42.9. Isho did a 59.4, but that was with his pit stop. Fastest lap on wets being a 41.7, so it's not quite the cutover period yet, but it is getting to around there. Merlin Travail going off at turn 13, getting himself set up for turn 14 now. The Smash Bros car trying to get it all settled down before deciding to come into the pit lane. Dominic Chamont still leads over Cal Jr. by 2.6 seconds. And there goes Merlin Travail into the pit lanes. BK into the pits as well, the number 9 FAF Motorsports car. The last lap being a 46.4, and his best lap being a 39.777. Let's check out Benjamin Hyun. Benjamin Hyun, what kind of tires are you on, sir? He's on wet still. Benjamin Hyun took the early pit stop, but decided to go onto wet tires. Deej Johnson is not on wet tires. He should be on dries. Yes, he is on dries. You can tell by that yellow Pirelli logo. And don't forget to donate, everybody, to the Sick Kids Foundation. We do have the QR code popping up in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen in just a few moments. We're trying to reach a goal of $1,000 raised by the end of this season. And hopefully we can do everything we can to get there. Corey McNulty shaking and baking in that number 74, 6th place for him, driving the AMR. There goes the number 9 battling it out with, the number 221 battling it out with the 38 of Benjamin Hyun. Nose to tail right now. Let's check out Hyun's point of view. And there goes Deej Johnson on the outside. He could not get it to stick. Maybe the cutover period was a little bit too early for those dry tires for Deej Johnson. You can see his windshield wipers are still on, so maybe not quite getting the strategy call just perfectly figured out. Cal Jr. inherits first place of this race as Dominic Chamont pits from the lead of the race. 32.5 stationary for him, so he must have gotten a new set of tires, and he's on dry himself. So interesting strategy call. We'll have to see how this pans out for him. Last lap around was a 43.4, best lap being a 37.9. He's going to have to do a little bit better than that to keep up. Track is getting dry, will be tough for who is with wet tires, says Leo Mora, and I can only agree with him, especially if you pit early. Those rubbers that are wet will be awfully overheated by now, but Benjamin Hunt seemingly making it work for himself. He was one of the first of the drivers to take a pit stop, making it work, and now he's coming in for a second pit stop. Merlin Travail forcing himself into a drive-through penalty, and he is serving that now. Corey McNulty into the pits as well, taking his mandatory finally, as I think he's realized that the cutover period has finally started to hit. Thank you very much to all 260 viewers on the YouTube right now, and thank you very much to all the love and support on the Twitch side as well. Appreciate all 103 of you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. What an amazing community to support. What an amazing community to be a part of. Thank you so much for all of your love and participation. You guys are making this one heck of a race to be broadcasting for. Thank you so much for all the comments in chat. And don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave a comment down below if you're watching on the YouTube page. In the future, Daniel Tran. No, Daniel Tran was involved in an incident with the number 73 of Denver Abbott. Let's see if we can get an incident replay of what happened there. Oh no, just ran into the back of him. Ooh. Apologies for that. Now it looks like Isho, the driver who took dry tires at just the right time, he's doing 140.1s right now. He might catch up to Merlin Travail, whose last lap was a 140.680. His best lap, excuse me, was a 140.680. Merlin Travail did not stop. He is stopping out on track right now. Merlin Travail. That was a drive-through penalty he just served. He's taking his second pit stop. So a 209 out of Travail, and he's into the pits again for some reason. He did serve his mandatory. I wonder what this one's all about. Did he get the tires wrong? Let's check out Merlin Travail. He did. He's on wet tires again. No! Merlin Travail on the greasy track decides to take dry tires. Fine. And look at that dry line forming right before your very own eyes, folks. You can see it there. There goes a bot getting out of the way of a couple of drivers. This is Deej Johnson and Corey McNulty still battling it out. Denver Abbot's gotta find some room to let McNulty by sooner rather than later, and even the curbs are starting to look dry, everybody. McNulty finds his way through, chasing down Deej Johnson. The gap just 1.3 seconds. Randall Zimmer is in the lead of this one, but because he has not taken his pit stop, it will probably go to Dominic Schumont. 5.7 seconds separating Cal Jr. and Dominic Schumont, as Dominic was able to pull off the right cut at the right time, and we like the cut of his jib, that 888, holding on to a 5.7 second, nearly 6 second gap right now over Cal Jr. And let's check out Philippe Cossette as he chases down Laszlo Toth. Whoa, Philippe Cossette just walks right on by. He's on dry tires. Laszlo Toth is on wets. And Laszlo trying to stay out there on the wet stuff, but you can tell his tires are getting absolutely roasted now. He has stayed out there for a little too long, maybe 1 or 2 laps on those wet tires, hits that pit limiter and pulls right into the pit lane. Oh, Laszlo Toth bumping into the pit wall, as I assume he was bumping with some settings to change his setup over to some dry tires. But now BK inherits 6th place of this one. The number 9 doing pretty well for himself. He was flying like a rocket ship, Leo Mora. Oh, man. Laszlo Toth not taking tires at all? No way. Laszlo, you've got 6 minutes left to go. 10.3 seconds stationary for Laszlo Toth. Goes for a splash and dash. Decides to risk it all for the biscuit. Here's Corey McNulty trying to get around Deej Johnson. This has been one of the most exciting races I have broadcast in weeks. The weather changes has played such a huge part in the driver's decision making. The championship will be entirely upset because of this. Here goes McNulty the long way around the outside of Deej Johnson. Can he make it stick? No. Deej Johnson keeps a position in front of Corey McNulty right now. Randall Zimmer into the pits. The 141 loses a couple positions, but what will be his strategy? Will he decide to take a splash and dash, stay out on old tires? He could gain a ton of positions. Oh my God, Randall Zimmer with 9.1 seconds stationary. Are you kidding me? Another big roll of the dice to stay out into the top 10. Randall Zimmer does not change tires himself either. 5 minutes left to go. We're seeing 135s by the drivers on dry tires, 146s or 140s. The best lap times we've seen by the drivers on wet tires. Laszlo Toth just did a 148.1, but that was his outlap after taking that pit stop. So we'll have to keep an eye on really what the race pace is for these wet tires. Randall Zimmer, no, gets a stop go 30 to boot. No, there goes his epic strategy out the window. Deej Johnson still getting chased down by Corey McNulty. Left, right, and center of the 221 has to put on his Ministry of Defense hat to defend from Corey McNulty. Daniel Tran gets past Laszlo Toth. Finally, again, the 52 leads over the 31, but we're staying glued to this battle between the 221 and the number 74. Here goes a 1/10 gap now going in towards turn 1. Nose to tail into Doohan's corner. And lap traffic giveth. Lap traffic's going to take it away. That 888 is lurking in the background behind these drivers that are battling it out. Here's Philippe Cossette trying to get around Sean Hafal, the 218 and the number 8. Up the inside he goes aggressively towards Sean Hafala. And Sean Hafala, let's take a look at what tires both of these drivers have in just a second. Side by side, Hafala falls back. He's got to be on wet tires still. No, Sean Hafala is on dry tires. Cossette's on dry tires also. And it looks like the move was overdone at turn 3. Randall Zimmer still has a stop go 30 to serve. That 141 not doing too well. Ooh, and a dangerous rejoin by, I don't know who that is in that bright pink Porsche. 888 flashing his headlights at Deej Johnson to let him know that he needs to get out of the way quick, fast, in a hurry. McNulty respected the blue flags flying, and now it's Deej Johnson's turn. But they're in a thick of it battle right now. And oh my goodness, flashy of the headlights, furiously flashing for Dominic Schumont. He knows he's got Cow Jr. breathing down his neck right now. On the optimum line, it's all good there. Now backwards, we look to turn 1, Aspar. And it looks like McNulty has caught back up to Deej Johnson to battle for 11th and 12th place. But they're battling like it's for a podium position, like they're going to get rings, champagne, all that good stuff out of this one. And they very well might be. You never know how things will pan out over an entire lengthy season. But McNulty runs into the back of Deej Johnson. The 74 bumps into that 221, spins him around. And they'll both lose out on a couple of places. I think Laszlo Toth is the one to get through on them both. Hopefully they can pick up right where they left off. Randall Zimmer into the pit lane now in 6th place to serve that stop go 30. And boy, that's going to hurt a lot. Coming out of turn 12 and turn 13 now is Laszlo Toth for the Six Sigma Racing Team. And what seems like an eternity for Randall Zimmer is only going to be 30 seconds on our eyes as he serves this stop-go 30. Watching the cars fly by him, hearing the cars drive by him. Leaders on the final lap already. Holy smokes, this has been such an exciting event. I've sure enjoyed myself. I hope you have all too. This has been very, very beautiful to watch. There goes Sean Afala getting around what I assume is Deej Johnson. That might be, no, not FB Gabata, not Armando Fio. It hurts me to say that number 9, that'll be BK. All these FAF Motorsports cars still have the number 9 rested on them, so it throws me off to not know which number 9 it is. And here goes the battle between Deej Johnson and Corey McNulty again. The 221 leading the number 74, resuming their battle right where they left off. Did Randall Zimmer get disqualified for speeding in the pits? He was in his pit box. No! No! He was listening to all the drivers go by and got disqualified. No! Patrice Cossette cheering on Philippe Cossette. The 218 holding on to third place will get some decent championship points for their name. The Cossette family drinking champagne here tonight. Here's Cal Jr. getting around a back marker. The leader has finished the race. That's Dominic Chamont taking home P1. An amazing finish for him. Cal Jr. in second place. Can't be too disappointed about that. Here goes third place for Philippe Cossette. And there goes Corey McNulty chasing down Deej Johnson, but not close enough. Cal Jr. is in second place. Philippe Cossette will drag it to the line in third place for the 218. Sean Hafala is going to finish things out in fourth place. BK getting it to the line for the final time, coming around turn 12, 13, and into turn 14, chased down by, it looks like, Isho. And Isho will finish just outside the top 10 into 13th place as he falls right behind BK. BK in fifth, Daniel Tran coming around turn 13 and 14 now. Finish things off in sixth place. Wilson Ho in seventh. Eighth place for Sean Toy. Laszlo Toth in ninth. Deej Johnson in 10th. Corey McNulty in 11th. Johnny Nickelford in 12th. Isho in 13th. Benjamin Hyun in 14th. Fio in 15th. FB Gabata in 16th. Travail in 17th. Abat, Yabut, Diaz, and Mora. Let's look at the positions gained very quickly. Johnny Nickelford, biggest gainer with 9 positions gained overall. Armando Fio losing out 10, started out in 5th, ended up in 15th. Laszlo Toth being the next biggest gainer, gained 7 positions, started off in 16th, gambled it all, won a lot, in 9th place. Let's watch the Sick Kids promo very quickly as we wrap this one up. Sim Racing for Sick Kids. Donate to help sick kids in need. Your support will help save lives. We are trying to reach a goal of $1,000 raised by the end of this championship. Hopefully we can reach our goal by December 14th. Help us help sick kids in need. And we'll diagnose faster, heal faster, and give kids a better chance at a full and healthy life. Fuel to donate hope. Donate to Fuel Hope today. Support sick kids in need. Every dollar drives change. Join the race to cure, folks. The QR code will be popping up on your screen. Make sure you scan it with your smartphones to go ahead and donate directly towards the Sick Kids Foundation as soon as you possibly can.